One of the biggest VR social platforms is shutting down. New Meta smart glasses get even closer to becoming everyday wearable tech. A CyberPunk VR experience could be coming to you very soon, and a surprisingly promising Ninja Turtles game. All that and more coming up in this week's episode of the Virtual Lowdown. What's going on, virtual friends? Welcome to the Virtual Lowdown, the show where I bring you the latest and most exciting news going on in the XR world. And after a slightly quiet news week last week, this week we actually have a ton of VR and XR stories to get through, so let's jump in with our first story of the day. So starting with our biggest story of this week, and honestly, kind of a sad one, Rec Room is officially shutting down starting June 1st, 2026. So after that date, the servers are going to be completely offline, meaning you won't be able to log in or play or access anything in the game at all. And it's not like Rec Room was exactly a small platform. It had over 150 million players since it launched back in 2016, and it actually started as like a VR only experience before later expanding to other platforms, like basically everything, including PC, PlayStation, Xbox, mobile, and even the Switch, I believe. So this is definitely one of the biggest social VR platforms out there, and it's a real shame to see it closing down. As for why it's shutting down, as we've seen a lot recently, it just comes down to money. The company said they weren't able to make the platform sustainably profitable, and costs were consistently higher than the revenue, and with everything going on in the broader gaming industry right now, they just sadly couldn't keep it going. And to be fair, there were warning signs of this. They had already laid off around half of their staff previously, and they were struggling with things like scaling user-generated content and maintaining all of the different platforms at once. Right now, the game is already in a kind of wind-down phase, so you can't create any new accounts at the moment. All subscriptions have been disabled, and monetization features have basically been shut off. There are also big discounts in the store, and any in-game currency will become practically useless after June 1st. So yeah, this is a full-on shutdown, and it highlights a real issue right now in VR, especially with social platforms. Even with a massive player base, it's still incredibly difficult to turn that into a sustainable business, and Rec Room isn't the first casualty here. We've seen a lot of studios and other social apps and platforms unfortunately have to close down simply due to not being able to turn a profit. And speaking of VR not turning a profit, next up we have Meta continuing to push hard on their smart glasses, and they just announced a bunch of new software features coming this spring and summer. One of the more interesting ones is definitely the AI-powered food tracking. So you'll be able to either take a photo of your meal using the glasses, or just describe it with your voice, and the Meta AI will log it for you and estimate the nutritional information. So it's basically turning your glasses into a kind of passive health tracker. They're also adding AI summaries for WhatsApp chats, so instead of scrolling through like a bunch of messages, especially for things like group chats, you can basically just get a quick summary of what's been going on. I'm curious to see how accurate this is, especially with what we've seen with Apple's notification summaries, like on the iPhone. Sometimes they don't quite get it right and provide some pretty weird summaries. But on top of that, they're adding display recording for models that have built-in displays, expanded translation support with more languages, which is definitely something I've been looking forward to, and improvements to navigation features. So overall, this is Meta trying to turn these glasses into something closer to an actual everyday assistant, and not just like a camera stuck on your face, but something that you actually rely on throughout the day. And I'm all for these kinds of updates so I can get more everyday general use out of these glasses. I'm still waiting for Meta to add the Thai language to the translation features so I can actually use the translation features living out here in Thailand. But the one I'm most looking forward to is definitely the nutrition tracker, because for those of you that don't know, I actually used to be a fitness coach and have a basic certification in nutrition, and I do quite frequently track my calories and my macronutrients for my meals. So I'm very interested to see how the AI glasses estimates compare to real life actually tracking. So I'll be releasing a video where I prepare some meals and I will literally weigh the foods up and calculate the calories and the macros like I normally do. And then I'll compare that to the estimate made by the glasses so we can see how accurate the actual nutrition estimates are. This is something I'm really curious about, and if they actually somehow manage manage to make it accurate, this will be a huge unlock for those of you that are health conscious or already tracking calories and just looking for more convenience in doing so. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on that video when it comes out. And alongside those software updates, Meta also announced new hardware. These are the Ray-Ban Meta optics models, called the Blazer and the Scriber. The big focus here is prescription lenses. So unlike the previous models that were more like sunglasses, these are designed to be worn all day as your actual main pair of glasses. They're starting at around $500 with pre-orders already open, and they're set to release on April 14th. Now in terms of tech, it's mostly the same as the current generation. You're getting around 8 hours of battery life, a charging case, and the same core features, but with a small upgrade to the microphone system. The real improvements, however, are in comfort and fit. They've added things like adjustable nose pads, better hinges to reduce pressure, and more flexibility for different face shapes and prescriptions. And this is the important part, because when you combine this with the software updates that we just talked about, you can start to see the bigger strategy at play here. Meta is trying to solve both sides of the problem at the same time. Make the glasses more useful, and at the same time make people want to actually wear them. Because that's really the goal here. It's not just about having a new gadget, but it's having something that actually replaces your normal glasses. Which is actually something that I recently did with these Ray-Ban Meta glasses that I'm currently wearing, so I'd be interested to see how they differ in looks and feel when actually worn, because the Blazer style looks pretty similar to what I'm actually wearing at the moment, and the Scriber style in the transparent brown looks a lot more like my previous pair of glasses. In fact, these ones right here. One thing I do feel like I'm missing out on is the adjustable or replaceable nose pads, because the fixed nose pads on here are fine, but they do sometimes slide down my face, especially since I live in a hot country. Sometimes when I sweat, the glasses will just keep sliding down all the time, which can get a little bit annoying. So if, like me, you've been thinking about replacing your normal glasses with a pair of smart glasses, you might want to hold off just a little bit until Meta has released these specific prescription smart glasses to see if they're a more suitable upgrade. Next up, CyberPunk 2077 is getting a VR experience, but it's probably not what you're thinking of. This is not the full game in VR, and it's not even actually something that you can play at home. This is a location-based experience being developed in partnership with Zero Latency VR. So this is more like a VR arcade type setup where you go to a physical location and you play in a large free roam space where you'll be able to walk around physically and explore environments inspired by Night City and just play with other people in the same physical space. So think about this more along the lines of like VR laser tag, but set in the Cyberpunk universe, which already just sounds like an awesome time. But this is a custom-built experience, not a full port of the game, and it's been designed specifically for multiplayer and physical movement and interactions. Now, there's no exact release date just yet, but it will be rolling out across Zero Latency locations, which actually span over 150 venues in more than 30 countries. So this is a pretty wide release, which is nice to hear because a lot of the time I see these cool VR things happening and then realize that it's like a US only thing, and it's always a bit of a disappointment. So at least this is going to be coming to hopefully all 30 countries for people across the world to enjoy. Now switching gears a little bit, let's talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Empire City. So this is a VR action game launching this month on April 30th for Quest, PC VR, and Pico, priced at $24.99. And honestly, it looks pretty solid from what I've seen so far. It's a co-op focused game where you can play as all 4 turtles with up to 4 players teaming up together, which is kind of a nice touch. And the gameplay is built around melee combat, rooftop parkour, and taking on missions across a version of New York City. Now, it's not fully open world, but it is, I guess, more like open-ended. So you've got missions, side activities, and random events popping up around the city to keep things replayable. From hands-on impressions, the movement is supposed to feel really smooth, especially the parkour, and the combat is more fast-paced and arcade style rather than using like realistic physics. So it's clearly going for fun and accessibility over hardcore simulation, which I think is definitely the way to go for a game like this. And there's also the hub area in the Turtles' sewer lair, plus some light progression systems like crafting. Overall, early impressions have been pretty positive. It's been described as the kind of game that you could easily just kind of jump into with a few friends and spend a lot of time in. So yeah, this could end up being a really solid multiplayer VR title, especially for fans of TMNT. And finally, a really interesting one for PC VR players. Playing Resident Evil games in VR just got a whole lot easier thanks to VR content creator Mr. Survivor. They've just released all-in-one installers that let you quickly set up VR support for multiple Resident Evil games, including RE2, RE3, RE4, RE7, Village, and the latest Requiem. Now, these mods add full VR support with motion controls, but up until now, installing them has kind of been an absolute nightmare with just loads of manual setup involved, different files, things breaking and needing to be fixed, and it just wasn't very accessible for a lot of people. These new installers basically fix that. So they bundle everything together into a much simpler process with tools included to manage the updates, switch VR runtimes, and keep everything working smoothly. So instead of spending hours trying to get things running, you can just install it, tweak a few settings, and then jump straight in. And this is actually a bigger deal than it might sound, because some of the best VR experiences available right now are actually mods, but a lot of people never actually try them because of how complicated they are to set up. So tools like this could massively expand what people actually play in VR. And I know I, for one, actually fall into that category because there's a bunch of like flat to VR mods that I would love to play, but with my limited time, I just simply don't have the time to set up a lot of these more complex experiences. So something like this could actually be the solution that I need to finally jump into some games like Resident Evil in full VR glory. So yeah, it's been a pretty packed week when it comes to VR and XR news. We've got major platforms shutting down, Meta making more big pushes when it comes to their smart glasses, we've got more location-based VR, and also some genuinely promising looking games and tools to enhance the VR experience. As always, let me know what you think about these stories down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed the video, then while you're on your way down there, feel free to leave me a quick little like. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future videos from myself, and if you're still watching the video at this point, huge appreciation for specifically you. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.